Have you ever met someone like this? You're usually calm and easygoing, but the moment you see them, a fire suddenly ignites inside you. Have you ever doubted yourself? Is it me? Am I too sensitive? Do I just have a bad temper? If so, I want you to watch this all the way through, because today, I want to tell you a truth you may have never considered. You might be experiencing a form of hidden emotional abuse. Imagine this scene. In your daily life, people at work say you're kind and easy to get along with. When your friends are upset, you're the one who knows how to comfort them. You believe you're emotionally stable, calm, and quite self-aware. Until you met him. At first, everything seemed perfect. He appeared gentle and considerate. Even your friends and family thought he was a good persona, good partner, a good parent, a good colleague. Everyone said, "You're so lucky," but only you know what it's like behind closed doors. It feels like this. You're perfectly fine on your own, but the moment he appears, your emotions spiral out of control. You become irritable, sensitive, prone to arguments, and sometimes you break down in tears. You start questioning yourself. Am I really this bad-tempered? Am I just being dramatic? And what's worse, when you finally can't take it anymore and explode. He responds in an eerily calm tone that drives you crazy. Why are you like this again? You're over. Can you stop being so sensitive? And suddenly, you're confused. He crossed your boundaries, so how did it become your fault? Today I want to talk about this from a psychological perspective. What kinds of behaviors actually count as emotional abuse? If you recognize these patterns, please don't doubt yourself. The first type, denying your feelings. You tell him you had a bad day at work. You just want to vent and be comforted. What's his first reaction? Not empathy. Not understanding, but dismissal. Are you being too sensitive? Maybe they didn't mean it that way. It's such a small thing. Why are you upset? These words may sound like comfort on the surface, but what he's really doing is something subtle. He's invalidating your feelings. He's telling you, your sadness is unreasonable, your hurt shouldn't exist, your emotions are wrong. Once, twice, 10 times. Gradually, you start to deny yourself. Every time you feel something, your first thought is no longer "I'm hurt." But am I overthinking again? This is what psychology calls turning everything inward. You start blaming yourself for everything. The second type, verbal abuse. These people are often natural contrarians. No matter what you say, they push back. You say the weather is nice, they say it's going to rain. You say the food is good, they say your taste is terrible. When you finally snap and respond, they immediately play the victim. Was that really necessary? I was just joking. You're too sensitive. Why do you get triggered so easily? There's also a more subtle version, constant criticism and belittling. He criticizes everything. Your cooking isn't good, your clothes don't look nice, your work ability is lacking, your friends aren't great. He's always right. You're always wrong. Nothing you do is ever enough. If you believe him, over time, these criticisms become your inner voice. You lose confidence. Before doing anything, you question whether you're capable. The third type, triggering your frustration with this kind of person is the most exhausting. They constantly do things that make no sense. You clearly explain something important, and they forget right away. A simple task becomes impossible for them. You ask them to buy groceries, they come back with spoiled food. You ask them to pick up the child, they're an hour late. Things you've repeated 100 times, they still don't know. When you confront them, they look innocent. I didn't mean to. I'm just bad at this. And then, you end up fixing everything yourself. But do you know, in psychology, incompetence can sometimes be a way to avoid responsibility. When someone acts like a helpless person who can't do anything right, they can conveniently avoid doing anything at all. On the surface, it looks like you're controlling or overreacting. But in reality, they're using inability to push you into compromise, to give up your needs, and to take on all the responsibility. If you find yourself in this kind of relationship, when you break down emotionally again, I want you to remember 3 things. First, Don't doubt yourself, that your feelings are real. Your emotions are valid. You are not too sensitive. You are not fragile. You are not emotionally unstable. You are simply having a normal reaction in an abnormal environment. Second, cut off emotional engagement. When he invalidates you, don't argue. When he belittles you, don't try to prove yourself. When he plays incompetent, don't clean up after him. Every interaction only drains you further. Third, create distance. If possible, physical distance. If not, then psychological distance. Remind yourself, his opinions are not the truth. His denial is not reality. You don't need his validation, you only need to trust yourself. I know it's hard to leave a relationship like this. You may have many concerns. You may still be hesitating, but starting today, I want you to do one thing. The next time you break down, don't say, "What's wrong with me?" Say instead, "I am a normal person experiencing abnormal treatment." If you've had similar experiences, or if you're going through this right now, feel free to share your story in the comments. Maybe your story will help someone else who is doubting themselves realize they're not alone. You're not crazy. You just met someone who drives you crazy.